The number 5 case on my list actually right now is going to be going to the Wildfire case. Now this might be a pull out of left field. It's never made the list in the history of this series, but the truth is the Wildfire case is on a dominating fashion right now, and the truth is I think there's a lot of hidden potential still with it. If we want to look at the ROI, currently it is the second best ROI. It's the second best case for you to go ahead and unbox. That's not something that I think a lot of people are going to be pulled in by, but it's very good for the case. If we want to look at the breakdown of the case, we can see that the majority of the value is coming from the skins. The truth is skins right now are on a low period. They're going to be appreciating more when more people come back into the game. Wildfire case has that. And the truth is, when we're talking about the Bowie knives, it's something that has been seeing a little bit more interest since it's got that second hand back. Talking about this case overall, it's got strong unboxing numbers. People love to go ahead and unbox this because they've got very high ROI potential. When we're talking about the long term of this case, I definitely still think it's on a very strong trajectory, and it's one that personally I've got a decent amount of because I truly believe in it. As always, make your own decisions. Skinland is today's sponsor, and they're giving you a $10 bonus with code MasterShiny just to try them out. They're my go-to selling spot with the highest rate for sellers, and it's super easy to use. They're going to be currently the best option, paying over 100% when you use that $10 bonus. They're super trusted when it comes to transactions, and it took me just about 2 minutes for me to get my over $200 from this Emerald Jormungandr. They've got tons of different payout options, and they're also going to be having a super low fee buyer's marketplace. It's super easy, tons of deals cheaper than Steam, and tons of different deposit options. This deal won't last forever. Make sure you check them out today with that top link in the description. Now we've got 5 active duty cases, but the truth is there's only 2 of them that actually have investment potential. Dreams and Nightmares, unfortunately, it's just way too unboxed. People love it. Talking about the Revolution, once again, way too unboxed. And finally, the Kilowatt, just way too new. That leaves us with 2 cases. Those are going to be your Fracture and your Recoil case. These are going to be the 2 potential cases if you're going to make an active duty investment you're going to be looking at. Now, the truth is, I'm very split on this. If we want to look at the Recoil case, it is the cheapest case out there right now, coming in at about 13-15 cents. Very cheap price point. Truth is, it's got a massive supply. Same with the Fracture case, though. Fracture case is a little bit more expensive, coming in around at 20 to 25 cents, but the truth is, it's in a very similar situation. The supply on it is absolutely massive. Look at the clutch, look at the snakebite, look at how they have not been able to go ahead and strongly develop just yet, and I think an active duty case investment has to be at a very cheap price point for it to be worth it in the current market. Number 4 on the list is going to be those 2 exact cases. We got the clutch and we got the snakebite coming together as number 4 on this list. Now the truth is, when we're talking about these cases, I definitely think these are long-term plays. The truth is about this list, we're going to be talking about a lot of profit that I think is going to be happening in the next 6 months to a year. These cases are not necessarily that. These are long-term plays in my personal opinion because we don't know how quickly they're going to develop. The biggest thing that are holding both of these cases back is going to be the supply. We're talking about a massive supply on the clutch and an even more massive on the snakebite just because of how new it's been moved out of that active duty pool. Talking about these cases though, I definitely still think they have a very strong potential. They are very good in their respective categories. Obviously, they've got overlapping golds and the skins inside of them may not be the most ideal, but they're on a cheaper price point, and the truth is they're rare cases, meaning the supply is only going to go down. You don't have to be the best in this area, you just have to be a pretty decent contender, and I think both of these cases are. They just need more time to go ahead and deplete that supply, and they're going to be in a much better situation than they are right now. Now, talking discontinued cases, I've had a complete shift inside of this area. The truth is, before, I thought these were a really expensive area. I thought they were a little bit overvalued. Now, if you want to look at them, they've gone down in supply significantly ever since I made those comments, and when we want to look at the price point of them, they've gone down a pretty fair amount in the past year or so. The truth is, a lot of these really don't have the momentum right now, but the supply is never going to be increasing on these cases again. Therefore, I think they're an actual okay pickup in the current moment. They're a lot more on the safer side than personally I would be looking for in a case investment, just because I think already cases are a pretty solid investment. But when we're talking about these discontinued cases, I see a very strong potential in them right now. The number 1 on my mind is definitely going to be the Broken Fang case. Talking about the M4A1S Print Stream, it is so desirable, and the truth is this case is unboxed a ton. Now we also do have those 3 esports cases. The truth is I think they're a little bit more expensive than I would personally want to go into. The only one that I see slight potential is in the Winter case, but honestly I would just avoid these personally. Talking about your Chroma cases, Chroma 3 is going to be the number 3 spot on this list. Now we've got Chroma 1, Chroma 2, and Chroma 3, and these cases rack up pretty similar to each other in a lot of different categories. They've got very similar unboxing ROIs within about 5% for all 3 of these cases. Absolutely insane. Talking about these skins and the values inside of them, all of it is pretty much coming from the knives. It's not too surprising there. The biggest thing is the Chroma 3 case is going to be your cheapest option at these. About 50 cents cheaper than your Chroma 2 and about $1 cheaper than your Chroma 1, making it a much more attractive unboxing option for a lot of people. And when we look at the unboxing numbers, we see exactly that. Chroma 3 does have a little bit of a competitor in Chroma 2 sometimes, but the Chroma 2 is very in and out. I think the Chroma 3 is a very solid option for most people consistently. And the truth is, when we're talking about these more developed cases, Chroma 3 is consistently one that people are looking at, people are unboxing, and people are really enjoying. I think it's a great option for anyone that's got this price range. Number 2 on the list, it has to go to the Prisma cases. Now, I don't like putting 2 cases at one ranking, but the truth is Prisma 1 and Prisma 2 right now have been a very dominating combo, and the truth is they're not really too distinguished from each other. I definitely think Prisma 2 is going to be a little bit more of a shorter term thing because people are looking at it. It's got a little bit stronger unboxing numbers, a little bit more expensive, a little bit more developed in terms of the potential supply out there. Prisma 1, very similar though. It's just slightly following it up. I definitely definitely think both of these cases are very similar return-wise, just because we've got about a 10% price discrepancy between the two. But overall, these cases have been absolutely insane. If we want to look at the unboxing numbers, they are usually up there as one of the top 5 each when we're talking about these rare cases and unboxing numbers, which is absolutely insane to have that consistently. The supply is going down extremely quickly. I definitely think the Prisma cases are ones that are a little bit looked over in the current market just because they are on the cheaper end. They do have a fair amount of supply left, but don't sleep on them too long because you're going to be running out and the price is going to be running up. Now you might have noticed there's one case that usually make this list that has not, and that's going to be the revolver case. Now the truth about the revolver case is it's one of my favorites. I absolutely adore this case. It is fantastic in all aspects of we're looking for a case. The supply on it is extremely limited with what we know about it, but when we're talking about a price point, it's not crazy expensive, but the biggest thing is it's got the cheapest option for you to go ahead and get those OG knives. It's unboxed an absolute ton, but the truth about it is right now it doesn't have a ton of demand. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be long lasting, but right now we're not seeing a ton of interest in unboxing those OG knives because the overall unboxing numbers really haven't going anywhere crazy. I definitely think this one's going to bounce back, but right now unfortunately I just can't give it a spot on the list. My number 6 case was going to be the Gamma 2. Now Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are very similar cases. The truth about it is it's very hard for me to put one of these on the list just because they're so similar in all aspects, price point, the unboxing numbers, and the overall ROI, that it's really hard for buyers and openers to go ahead and distinguish which case is better, and therefore they end up pretty similar. Gamma 2 has actually started to pull away from this a little bit. It's starting to unbox a decent amount more, and the supply on it is potentially running out a little bit quicker. Now for that reason alone, I can't throw it on this list because I still think they're so evenly matched, but it's definitely one that's caught my eye, and the Gamma 2 is definitely a little bit more on my radar than it was beforehand, and therefore it's a case of interest. Now if you're on a massive budget, there's 3 cases that are actually a little bit more interesting than the rest. They're going to be the Phoenix case, the Breakout case, and the Glove case. These are 3 cases right now that have been unboxed a significant amount more than the rest of their competition. If you've got it in your budget, I think these are the 3 cases you should definitely be checking out. If you don't want it discontinued and you don't want a cheaper case, these are going to be more solid, more stable cases that definitely have a strong unboxing. It's going to continue, and it's on a very strong trajectory for the most part right now. It's something I think you should check out if you've got the budget, but it's not my first suggestion. And my number 1 case, without a doubt right now, is going to be going to the Danger Zone case. Danger Zone case has been absolutely on fire when it comes to the unboxing numbers. Now the thing about the Danger Zone case that makes it a little bit different than the Prismas is Prisma 1 and Prisma 2 are very evenly matched, but when we're talking about the Danger Zone and the Horizon case, we see a huge discrepancy. That's going to be because these cases are not competing with each other. The truth about the Danger Zone and the Horizon case is they're enough price point away that they're not going to be taking from each other. When we're talking about Prisma 1 and Prisma 2, this is a common problem we see in this area. Danger Zone and Horizon have enough of a difference in price point that makes it very attractive for people to unbox the Danger Zone case rather than the Horizon case, and that's extremely good for the Danger Zone case, and it's exactly what we see here. Talking about the supply, it's not absolutely massive, it's in a very strong position, and we're talking about the Horizon case, it's not too much competition, but it's enough that it pushes the Danger Zone up a little bit in terms of the unboxing potential here. I definitely think the Danger Zone case is going to be one of the strongest options if you don't have a massive budget, and honestly today I don't think there's a better choice for you to make. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.